Hi, thank you guys for tuning in to Heavenly Sent People You Should Know. As you guys know, my name is Cynthia. I am the founder of Heavenly Sent Youth, which is an enrichment mentoring program for inner city kids, specifically on the west side of Chicago. And so we've been doing some awesome things. I actually am in the process of doing a 10-week male mentoring program. And so I'm going to be looking for males to come in and help me with this project. We got a lot lined up. And so, excuse me. And so I'm excited about that. So with that being said, as you guys know, I always bring on people that's instrumental, people that I think you should know. And so I got a scare this week from my own son. And so my son, for whatever reason, quick, fast, and in a hurry, he eat those noodles, right? And so every day he's eating these noodles like crazy, right? And so I was telling him, like, son, you're an athlete. You know, you need not eat that stuff. You got to make healthier choices. But, you know, a lot of these kids, they don't listen to half the stuff we tell them. Nevertheless, went to a doctor's visit, and it was just a random checkup. So we thought. So we get there. The doctor was like, hey, we brought you in because he passed out. And so I'm like, yeah, that was like 4 months ago. Didn't think much of it. And she's like, well, because he passed out, there's this thing that we want to do called the EKG, and we want to test his heart and, you know, all this stuff. So I'm looking perplexed, like, what? Nevertheless, he took the EKG. His test was abnormal. It was all over the place. They said he had what's called an athlete's heart. And so, of course, you know, it made me a little nervous. And because this is really his first year doing organized sports. He didn't really do anything in grade school. So he's all over the place. And so they told us that he had to sit out for a while until he took a stress test, which was a week later. And so, of course, he's upset and not understanding the importance of, you know, making sure his inner organs are together, you know. So kids, they just want to run around, and he's like, oh, Mom, I'm fine, I'm fine. And I'm like, son, yeah, I know you're fine. However, I need to make sure you're fine, and so you can't play until. So he didn't get a chance to play in the, I think, the homecoming football game. And so moving forward, so we went to the doctor and got a stress test, and so they had him hooked up to all these monitors, had him laying on the bed, and they had him running on a treadmill, and then he had to rapidly stop and sit. And so, you know, they're doing this. We're in there for like an hour, and the doctors are talking, and I'm sitting back, you know, trying to make sense of what's going on. So with all that being said, I'm happy to say that he's doing fine. He's resuming sports, and moving forward, he now has to make healthy choices. And so, you know, I say that because a lot of these kids, I see a lot of kids eating Flaming Hots, oodles and noodles. I mean, I'm sorry, oodles and noodles. Flaming Hots, these little juices, Red Bull, Gatorade, no water, no fruit, vegetables, and walking around, you know, clueless. And so I just thank God that he led me to take my son to the hospital so we can, we now know moving forward that we have to monitor his blood pressure, so on and so forth. And so with that being said, this is just divine connection. And so I remember Melvin sitting to the right of me. Melvin is involved in sports. Melvin invited me out to a basketball tournament that he had over at Crane High School, and really nice, and all these guys out there playing, so on and so forth. And so shortly after, I think, Melvin took sick, right? And so we're like, you know, I think his daughter was overseeing his Facebook page and say he passed out. So it was just divine connection that I bring Melvin on because of what happened to my son. And so just to say that this can happen to anybody. And so with that being said, Melvin, can you tell us who you are, what you got going on, and what happened prior up to you passing out?
Hello, I'm Melvin Leffridge, currently assistant coach at East West University. I have a business called Leffridge Enterprise, and also have an organization that I'm leading, Men at Lawndale, and I got basketball events currently, Chicago Battleground, which is I'm doing a lot of things with Chicago public schools and Catholic schools, just all the schools in the city of Chicago.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And so when you say so what are you putting together leagues or tournaments or
Yeah,
basketball?
these are what I'm actually doing. I'm doing showcases, which is just bringing teams in, playing games, um, and just letting guys play. High school teams. I'm doing all levels, boys varsity, girls varsity, JV, freshman level, and elementary schools.
So when is your up and coming event?
The event I'm doing is November 20th through the 22nd.
Okay.
So it's called 2023 Holiday Showcase. It's going to be at Crane High School again.
Okay.
They open their doors up to me.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, and
I'll be there.
Right, and I got future events after that, but right now I'm working on the Crane event.
Okay, so Melvin, can you lead us up to the point when you first of all, what's your diet like? What was your diet like prior to you passing out?
It sounds funny. I'm a big guy, but I always laugh and say I'm a big guy trapped in a skinny person body because I personally only eat white meat. I only eat turkey, fish, and chicken. For people that know me, I went vegan for like 8 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had wasn't even eating meat, and I started back eating the meat. But what had me my health scare was I found myself, because I don't drink pop, I don't drink any soda, nothing like that. So I found myself drinking Gatorade is my #1 beverage.
Wow.
So I was drinking Gatorades like crazy. I was drinking.
And that's full of sugar.
Full of sugar,
Regardless
high
of
sodium, and artificial color.
Oh, okay.
So I was drinking 6 or 7 Gatorades a day.
Really?
Yeah. And I was, like I said, when the Gatorade, you're supposed to go in your body when you exercise and burn it, and I'm not burning anything, So it just sitting in my body. I always tell people if you, anything you abuse your body with, it's going to reject it. So me drinking all those Gatorades, it ran my blood sugar up. I mean, so I had a seizure, and I was unresponsive. So
how many days were you in the hospital?
I was actually in the hospital for a total of 6 days.
Wow.
I was unresponsive for 3. So for the first time I didn't know. When I woke up, I was like, where am I? What's going on? I'm here. What's going on? And when they told me that, you was unresponsive for 3 days. So when I woke up, it was like, I couldn't believe that.
Wow. And so you didn't drink any water is what you're saying?
I was drinking water, but I was all the Gatorades, just drinking more Gatorades than anything. Gatorades and, yeah, of course, other sugary drinks, orange juice, all type of, just adding sugar to all those.
Just stacking
Gatorades.
it on top,
Yeah.
stacking
Yeah.
it. And so people don't realize how much sugar is in these soft drinks that allegedly supposed to be good for us. Yeah. And so now, because of my son's scare, now I'm reading I'm really focusing now on the labels, and you'd be surprised of the stuff that they got. You know what I'm saying?
So many grams of sugar. I'm talking about a lot of people drink, all the energy drinks, the Red Bulls, the Vimos, the Venoms, and all these. And I'm not trying to blast the brands.
Of course not.
But it's very high in sugar, very high in sugar. But when I'm just talking about me, Melvin Lethbridge. That was my #1 beverage for at one point. I went probably months when I was just drinking Gatorade.
Wow.
I wouldn't drink. I'm drinking Gatorades. I'm drinking, just a lot of sugary drinks.
And you had no symptoms of nothing?
None.
Wow.
Zero.
And see, my son said the same thing. He's telling me, he's like, Mom, I'm fine. And I'm looking at him, and, of course, he looks fine. But, like you said, so I guess the thing that says you are what you eat makes sense now because, we walk around and the African-American race, got the highest, higher on the chart for high blood pressure,
Yes.
diabetes,
Yes.
and so on and so forth. And so, again, all these things that we're consuming definitely has effect on our body, whether we, want to believe it or not. Heck, I don't even drink 6 bottles of water a day, so I can't imagine drinking 6 bottles of Gatorade. Like you said, that's sugar on sugar on sugar. And so even when I drink a lot of sugar, I, once I'm at my level of sugar, I start getting headaches. And so now I'm like, no, let me bag out. I don't eat cake. I don't eat pies because, it's too much. I figure, like you just mentioned, you're drinking all these drinks, and water is so important because water flushes everything out, like literally. And so now, because of my sun scare, now I'm like drinking, that's all I'm doing at work. I take this water bottle with me and I fill it up, and if nothing else, I'm drinking water up until I get off work. And so I think it's helping because I'm losing weight. I feel bad. I don't feel sluggish like I used to. My headaches are diminishing. So I got to be doing something right. And even with snacking, it's nothing for me to stop at the store and get a cake or get this or get that. And it's funny because during the process of us being at the doctor, so the doctor was asking my son what type of, what he eat. And she mentioned, even restaurant food. I'm a big restaurant because I'm on the go all the time. So by the time I get home, it's after hours. But so now we're starting to do that once a week. And the good part about it is my son keeps telling me that he wants to be a chef. So if anybody out there have any chef classes for kids, please, 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 please get in touch with me. I want to get that going for him. And so now I'm like, every other week, I need you to get on TikTok or whatever platform you kids be on and find a recipe. I'll go to the store and get everything you need, and that's where we're gonna start. And so I'm excited about that. I think I told him next Friday, it's his turn to make a dinner.
That's what's up.
And so what's strange about that, Melvin, is that you said that so you were vegan, so you did that, and you said you pretty much focused on white meat, which for the most part is good for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, my diet has been like that since. I haven't ate pork since '97.
Okay.
I haven't ate beef since '06. So,
Really? Okay.
So, turkey, fish, and chicken, and man, I eat everything except the pork and the beef. You know what I'm saying? So.
Now, are you preparing your meals, or are you going to the restaurant?
Both. Me being a single bachelor, I cook a little bit, but
okay.
I'm on the go a lot also. So I do. I like my city of Chicago food. It's a lot of great spots in the city that I love to explore. So. Yeah.
And so the next thing, I'm going to consider meal prepping. I mean, that can be. A lot of people say, oh, it's expensive, but when you figure going to the restaurant, I'm spending easily way too much money. I got a Starbucks habit.
I tell people all the time, health is wealth. Hey, you got the money, hey, you got to be healthy, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's a little expensive, but if it's going to save your life, it's worth it.
Well, I know more expensive. You go to the restaurant for 2 people, that's $45 easily. And then, like I said, my Starbucks, I'm paying, sad to say, but probably like $13 a day on Starbucks. And even with that being said, I look at the pink drink I get, that's like 800 calories. And then I get a spinach feta wrap, that's like another 800 calories. So that's 16. That's 16, right? And so I'm doing this almost every other day. So I'm like, no wonder I'm starting to look like the KFC guy, because I'm because I'm stacking these calories on top of each other and not working out. You know what I'm saying? And so now, so much so, I've decided to, now I ain't told nobody this, right? So I've been doing water therapy, right? And so I'm in there and I'm watching the instructor and I'm watching the people. I'm like, you know what? I can get paid to work out. And so I've been, I've registered in a fitness instructor program. I did that on my birthday. And so I'm moving slow because I got a lot of irons in the fire. But I'm excited about that journey because so many people need the motivation or the encouragement to do it. You know, a lot of people see me, see the things I'm doing. It's like, man, how you do this and how you do that? It's like you just said. I know it's important to me, so I'm going to do whatever it is I need to do to make sure I'm happy, or I'm getting what I'm getting. And, you know, the more irons I put in the fire, at some point, something gonna burn. I'd rather be putting irons in the fire than sitting back watching everybody else put irons in the fire. So that's kind of like the just behind why I moved the way I moved.
Right.
So, so with that being said, Melvin, so after you get out the hospital, like, what's life like for you?
Really normal, back to how I was. I mean, I was blessed. Like I say, man, God is so awesome. He's amazing. Like I said, I was in the hospital those days, and I came home, and my body was different. It was a little different, but I didn't have to do no therapy. I didn't have to do anything like that. I was, you know, I just took time for myself to just really. I had no restrictions.
Wow.
It's like they didn't tell me I couldn't drive. They didn't tell me what I couldn't do.
Wow.
You know, so I'm blessed to live on, you know, I'm on the first floor, so I didn't have to walk up too many stairs, because before I left the hospital, they, you know, had me walking upstairs to try to see that I need a cane or anything, or none of that, but nothing. So when I came home, I was regular, you know. I came home and I ain't gonna lie, I was hungry, so the first thing I ate, I went and got me some chicken and broccoli, some Chinese food. So I was like, I went and got me some chicken and broccoli, and I ate.
Wait, so you drove yourself home from the hospital?
No, my daughter. No, definitely not.
Bless her heart, because she kept the whole world, she kept us all informed.
Yeah, she stepped up big time. She stepped up big time. Shout out to my baby girl, Melvinique. You know, she
definitely did. Because when it happened, I'm like, what, Melvin? I'm like, I just seen him at the tournament. And so let me ask you this. And so where were you when you passed out?
I was at home.
By yourself, or?
Yeah, you know, I'm a single guy. Yeah, so it was so funny that.
Wait, you were at home alone. You passed out, and so how long before?
I don't know.
Wow.
But what happened was, and I can remember, I was. So luckily, like I say, I don't remember what actually happened. They say I was trying to take my garbage out because my front door was open. So my neighbor, he came in the building, and my front door was cracked open. And he like, whoa, it's not like mail. Mail, you know, keep our door locked. So he checked, opened the door and called my name and whatever, and he found me on the floor. And he, did what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Right. He got 911 involved. And hey, when I woke up, they say I had been in the hospital. That was day 4. So I had been in there 3 days already. And I'm still in arms trying to figure things out, but like I said, God had another plan for me. That's why I'm here doing your show.
I appreciate you.
So everything's been good, I'm just trying to just, as I say, maintain every day, and I know what not to do.
Okay.
So
you said that they said you had a seizure, correct?
Yeah, they said I had a seizure. That's because my blood sugar had increased, went so high. They say it was up almost like it was 9 to 900s or something crazy like that. Yeah, so that's what happened. But that was the first time. I never had a seizure in life. Never, like I say, nothing like that ever happened before. So
my mother suffers from epilepsy. My mom has had epilepsy for over 10 plus years. And so you just taught me something. And so that whole, from the beginning up until now, I've been there, and I'm knowledgeable about it. I've seen the different phases of it. I know the medicines for it. And so I didn't know that your blood sugar, or maybe I did and never paid attention to it, that your blood sugar will cause you to have a seizure. And man, you are definitely a living testimony. You left out of the hospital with no complications, no restrictions. You don't have epilepsy. You don't have reoccurring seizures. your neighbor found you laying, you could have easily hit your head or whatever, or not even been noticed, you know. And so all of these things just further shows me the presence of God. And so it's amazing. And you're still doing, you know, what you were doing. You're humble. I love your spirit. You're resilient. Now you coaching, and so now, you know, it's awesome. So I can imagine when you seeing the kids drinking Gatorade and no water, right?
Yeah, I just tell them, you know, keep it at a minimum. That's all. You know, I tell them, you know, because you know when you participate in sports, you burn it, and it's like I said, when you burn it, it's cool, but just don't abuse it. And you can't abuse anything. Just don't abuse it. That's what I tell people.
Well, I guess like you just said, with anything, anything you overdo, it's abusing. So it makes sense. But man, Melvin, I'm so happy that you that God saw fit for you to still be here in the land of living with us.
Yes, yes, definitely.
I see what you're doing. I see your works, and I want God to continue to bless your ministry. I got so much going on, and I just be so empowered, and you know, be looking for heavenly sent people that you guys should know, because there's a lot of gems out there in our neighborhood. And so I you know, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to bring on people, you know, hidden gems, as I call them, because you know, your story will definitely shine a light on somebody else, because you know, we move so fast and don't realize the importance of, you know, this stuff not good for you if you're not eating the right stuff or not exercising or down there with water. Right. And so, you know, like I said, high blood pressure and diabetes, you know, is on a rampant, you know, for African Americans. And so, again, so yeah, with that being said, I definitely want to thank my mother. I want to thank my grandmother. I want to thank all the people that support me. With my youth, with the kids. God is opening so many doors. One of these days I'm going to just do a show about the things that I'm doing. Definitely thank CAN TV for giving me this platform to be able to have people on like you. And so with that being said, and definitely, of course, God for being ahead of my life. I mean, he's awesome. And so, Mel, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Big shout out, man, just to all the basketball players in the city of Chicago, man, all the coaches, man, that started this journey for me, man, from Tommy Miller to Donnell Harrison to Steve Glasper, Lou Adams. Man, I love y'all brothers, man. Mike Oliver, Chris Head, you know, it's so many. I don't want to leave nobody out, but those guys right there. And rest in peace to my man, Lewis Thorpe, North Lawndale. I miss you. He was so inspirational, and man, I never forget those talks, man. And just a lot of people, man, that saw this journey with me, man, and got me here where I'm now. And big shout out to my coach, Tommy Posley over at East West, man, for giving me the opportunity to do it where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? And you know, God is good, man. He's amazing. That's why I'm here. So. That's about it. And thank you for bringing me on to the show, you know.
Absolutely. Until then, guys, see you guys next week, same time, to Heavenly Sent People You Should Know.